go into the past, when you go into the past life and suppose an inner child gets triggered from the past life, huh? So how, like in the present life, like I know like how to integrate the inner child from the present life, but what if it's something from the past? Like how to deal with that then?
Okay. So main thing is like past life, going to the past life, it does not trigger inner child, but inner child will go through a certain experience that triggers the past life. So actually, you are a soul, and every part of your soul is integrated within your in your own self. So now, when we are activated, when we are onto the Zoom calling, other apps like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, whatever apps you are into, all are into the silent mode. But that does not mean because you're onto the Zoom, they does not exist. Hmm? In the same way, all your past life belonging to your soul experiences, it is always there with you in your primitive mind. So conscious mind, subconscious mind, and the primitive mind. With the experiences that you go through into the current life, whether you're into the womb or whether you are, outside the womb, your inner child, they go and they trigger something into this current life that activates the past life. So past life is always there, but certain past life that gets activated completely depend onto the experience of the inner child of today. Now when the child activates the past life, so obviously there's two parallel things happening in a person. So now even if person would like to overcome certain emotion, it gets little, difficult for the person to come out, because now they have already experienced something into their past life, and there is a red flag into the conscious mind saying that this is dangerous, because person died, the past life is over, the death is there already. So there will be a death process that subconscious mind won't be able to process in the process. So when you face or experience certain past life, every time, whether through inner child you go to the past life, or from past life you're coming back to the inner child, you have to make sure that first thing is you need to complete the catharsis of that life, the experiences that you have gone through, the decisions while you were dying, and the third thing is like what you're dying with. So the thought process, the emotion, and the experiences you're dying with, and that is very active in your current time. So you have to heal that past life in all ways. Then coming to the inner child, you need to release the memories. So here again, you're not releasing the past life. What you're doing, you're deactivating the emotions, and you're deactivating that past life and keeping with you where it is not going to interfere into the current life. So inner child has to overcome that experience that has activated. So after deactivating the past life, if you're not healing the emotion into the current life, that thing is not going to go, and vice versa. So if you heal the current inner child, and if you're not able to heal the past life, if the past life is active, emotions are going to be the same in your experiences of the further life. So always make sure that you release from both the sides, and then integrate your inner child. So this is definitely is going to give you larger and greater results in what you're going through. Hmm?
Okay,
Is
so
it clear?
it's
Yeah.
actually a little difficult to understand. I wanted if you could explain with an example. So, what I understand right now is that, I have to release the experiences of the past life, and
Hmm.
then I have to also release the experiences that I went through in the current life because of the same
Hmm.
inner child. And
Yes.
then what I have to do? Like, then I have to merge the inner child with my adult self, right?
Yes, you have to merge the inner child with the adult self, and you have to replace the emotion. So the thing is, like, suppose you're feeling unhappy or you're feeling sad, and there is a huge hangover of sadness from the past life. So in that time, so when right now when you're releasing the sadness, unhappiness, so you have to make sure that you're replacing that belief with the belief of I'm happy. I know how to be happy. So the child has all the positive qualities the child is born with. But with the experiences they start losing it. Okay? So once you start losing something out, so you're giving away your happiness and you're taking the sadness inside you. So what you're doing now, you're releasing out the sadness and taking back your happiness. You have to replace it. You cannot leave the space empty, because if you leave the space empty, there is a possibility either you will go through huge emptiness, or there is a possibility that you can refill the space with another negativity or negative energies around who are looking place in the body. So always replace it and then you merge into it to the current age. This is the proper process to go through with.
Okay. So replacing can be done via meditation, right?
Yes, it can be done via meditation, it can be done through inner child sessions. It depends on your willpower and how you're able to control your emotions. If you're able to control your adult self and the younger self through the meditation, self meditation I'm talking here.
Yeah.
So then it will be easier for you to go. But if suppose not, then you need a guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So in that guidance, either you can go through the healing meditation guidance, you can go through inner child sessions, or you can take any modality that you're looking for. But usually you need someone to create the bridge between adult and the younger self. So it's always advisable to go with the professionals if you find something very intensely coming to you. But little things you can handle by your own self.
Sure, sure. Very interesting.
Mm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mm.
Yeah. Anybody else with a question or something that they want to ask specifically?
Yeah, Dipti, hi, this is Ritu. I have a question for Dr. Kirti.
Yeah, Ritu.
Hi, Dr. Kirti. I just wanted
Hi.
to understand one thing actually. Uh, this is not related to something like my personal life or something, but whenever I'm into any sort of a task which I pick up,
Mm.
I like to pick up a lot of tasks at the same time, or maybe a lot of projects at the same time. And in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, I am very passionate about it. I love doing, I put my time, energy, and everything into it. But with time, the enthusiasm just goes away. So
Mm.
I'm not able to understand, why this pattern is just continuously coming to me and why this is happening, because I always try to see that I try and complete it till end, but I'm a very good beginner and a very poor finisher. So
Mm.
any thoughts you have on that?
Yes. So when person is going through this process, that they start a certain thing, not even single, multiple project, it could be one thing at a time as well. You start with lot of enthusiasm and you end up, not able to go through that. So this is a clear sign of inner child. So the adult self of you is not taking the charge of the project. The inner child is taking the charge of the project, and the child quality, they get bored easily. They lose interest easily because they doesn't like responsibilities, or they doesn't like rules and regulations to be implied on them. So when this inner child has taken charge over you, that is a process where you start with enthusiasm and you end up doing, not able to show any interest into certain things. So this also leads to the reason of appreciation, approvals, or I want to prove that what I am. So when these things come into a child, and the child is not able to meet the expectations of the people around into the house, they develop this. And when they are not meeting the expectations, obviously they keep on creating the loop of that. So like a childlike energy, okay, let's do it. But once you start doing and come into the reality, the adult of the self, because it does not have the charge, the child gets bored with the certain things. So here you need to understand that when I start the project or when I take certain things, what is the reason behind that? What I'm looking for? It's like asking the question to your own self. Is it because I want to prove that I can do it? Or is it that I want to feel good by doing it? Or it is just, I just love doing it. Ask the question to your own self and you'll receive the answer towards it. And whenever you receive the answer, you will see the underlying emotion will be appreciation, approval, or wanting to prove that, see, I can do it. Wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard.
Yeah,
So when
that's
you have,
true. Yeah,
hmm,
that's true.
so when you have these emotions in you, seen in hurt, there is a possibility that you're looking for, obviously looking for somebody to see and see. How you do with the kids. Wow, great job. Keep it up. The kid feels so good when he takes one step. Okay, wow, I'm doing my great job. So that little things for a child is always more, happy feeling into them than going for the larger things in the life. So when you miss this element of your life where you feel that I want to be seen and heard, obviously the inner child is overpowering your adult self. So you need to first make your inner child settled with this, and look into it where the child is looking for the approval, whether it is parents, caretakers, or someone else in the house, or you're comparing yourself with the siblings or maybe people around you. You have to overcome that, integrate the inner child, and then take the charge of your life as an adult. So when you take the charge of your life as an adult, then you will see either you will take single project at a time, or you can also take multiple projects at a time. But this time you will be more passionate about it, and the adult knows the responsibility of completing the certain things. So you'll be more responsible also towards it. So this time you're not doing for someone else, you're doing for your own self. And then you see the changes in you. Is it clear to you?
Yeah, that really helps, doctor. Thank you so much. Just one thing, any
Yes.
steps or any, suggestions you have specific which I can just take into consideration? Means any checklist which I should follow to do this?
Yes. So whenever you start the project, ask yourself, am I ready for this? If yes, what is the reason that I am ready for this, and what is the outcome I am looking for? Three questions. Am I ready? Why? And what is the outcome I am looking for? So always basically go with this three question. And according to that, you will understand whether you're operating with your adult self or you're operating with the inner child. And whatever answer you receive, bring the changes into that answer. And then you're going to see that lot of shifts happening within you, because you're taking more charge. Meanwhile, when you're taking charge of the situation, you also need to understand that you need to heal that inner child, integrate, and bring the inner child to the current age. So you can go through the process of inner child with that, or you can do it by yourself by just asking yourself question and try to understand what is happening within you. So this is the best checklist for you.
Yeah, sure, doctor. Thank you so much. I'll definitely try.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
Kuri has a question.
Yes.
Hi everybody. Hi doctor.
Hi, Anand.
So in continuation to the good question that Ritu has asked,
Mhm.
particularly
You're on mute.
sorry, can you hear me now? So
Yes, yes.
particularly in my life, a good question asked by Ritu.
Mm.
Now, how I function is, uh, I understand what you just said, and with me, what has happened is I used to take a lot of things trying to prove myself constantly. But
Mm.
now, after few years, like I think since past 2, 3 years, now I don't give a damn. People can think what they want to. Yes, early on, I was like, "Nee, I will prove this." They thought I was dumb. Because I used to fail in the school, I will
Mhm.
do this and that. All those were there, and then that's why I studied a lot and all of that. Now since
Mhm.
past 2, 3 years, I don't give a damn, literally. But what has happened inside also, that 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 feeling which Ritu has described, that a somewhere there is dependency on parents, or the feeling of being dependent. B, there is also this thing that, um how should I describe it? When I take a task, I am just like Ritu described, I'm unable to complete them even now. So
Mhm.
what I do is I jump from one to the other, and somewhere I also think that I can do everything in the world. There is nothing that I cannot do also. That is another thing. So,
Mhm.
whether it's my expertise or not, I just like that there is this feeling of being jack of all, and
Mhm.
master of none could be, or maybe master of few. But there is this, उसमें क्या है, वो मैं खुद ही कर लूंगी, वेबसाइट बनाना है मैं खुद कर लूंगी, I will learn it,
Mhm.
I will learn it, I will learn it. I have that
Mhm.
thing. It's not rocket science, I will learn it. Everything can be learned. So my whole day schedule is also like YouTubing from one video to the other to other. I'm in the constant learning mode. Now that is good and bad, because good for obvious reasons, it's good because one is learning and one is not learning. Bad because it's a trap. I'm just not getting out of it, and I don't understand why I'm not getting out of it. And there is this constant, I don't know if there is, I don't know if you have judged, and I'm unable to judge it myself, that I'm still in that need of approval, and I don't know if it's coming from my inner child or my adult self. So somewhere आधा जो ऋतु ने describe किया है childhood का, that is still there. So jumping from one task to the other, and then I have to force myself to finish it. And that also I go when the time is complete, when it's already time up. That is when I sit and complete the task. I always go beyond that timeline. पहले नहीं
Okay.
complete होता है. So and then at the same time there is this I don't give a damn now, whoever wants to think whatever they can think. So I don't know where I am in this whole matrix. If you doctor, I don't know if I was able to explain myself correctly, but
Yes, yes.
I'm somewhere in the middle. So how does this work out to what you said to before?
Yes. Yes. So the first thing is like obviously person is not able to understand and explain what they're going through. So that is ways the therapist has to understand and help the person to overcome that. Okay, so when you talk about this, so it is also like a follow-up of what just Ritu has asked and what you're asking for, looking for approval. So first step is what you understood that you're looking for approval. But the core and the root thought that is happening in everyone around is I'm not good enough. So when you have the thought of I'm not good enough, you're constantly looking for something to prove that, okay, see, I'm the best. See, I can do this. Why a person want to do something and master something into that? They want to prove that they want to prove their intelligence. And when they want to prove their intelligence, it is coming the underlying story of I'm not good enough. So if I'm not good enough, I want to prove that how best I could be. And in that process, you keep on falling into one thing and to the other thing. But there are certain people who will feel that they are not good enough and they master into something, showing that they are the best of the life. That is where the willpower of the adult comes into it. So when you're operating with the inner child and when you believed and you trusted, saying that, okay, boss, I completely trust that I'm not good enough. So that is the time you, even though you try doing something, it is not happening in your life. And you're not shifting to one thing to other thing because you feel, acha, maybe not this, maybe I'll do in this, maybe in this, maybe in this. That maybe is never end. Is like there's no tomorrow. Every day when you are into the present moment, every day tomorrow is a tomorrow. So I'll do it from tomorrow, I'll do it from tomorrow, but tomorrow is never coming because you're not understanding what is there in today, in current time. Hmm? So you need to strongly go into the process of I'm not good enough and try to understand that, okay, this is only and only about my emotion, not to do with anyone else around. And the second point that you've started, that at now since 2 3 days I don't give a damn, that is a polarity of you. So you're done with the inner child. So there's a part of you who is completely into that inner child story, and there is a parallel part of you, that is adult part of you, that is fed up of this, that is completely fed up of that inner child demands that you're not able to fulfill because it is never ending demands. The inner child is not stopping at one place and not making you understand what exactly you want from your life. So the adult part of you is so frustrated, or you can say it's like done with the inner child, and it is saying that, okay, I don't give a damn, do whatever you want to do. It's like parent when they see the naughty child around and they feel that this child is not happy at anything, what the parent will do, okay, do whatever you want to do, I'm done with you. So in the same way, you will see the same process with your internal self that is happening. So go to the process of I'm not good enough, and also the adult who is done with this inner child. So you need to bring both into that story of win-win, bring them to the same pace, and then grow to the current age. So there is a huge polarity that is happening to you. So one is at the ground level, another is at the sky level. So obviously you are not going to meet anyway. There has to be some connect to, or there has to be some similar thoughts to get connected back to each other. Yeah. So
Very
this is how
well
you can
said.
do.
So, doctor, but when you're saying, sorry, I forgot my question only that I was going to ask. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but um, this whole thing, where building a bridge, you said, yes, there will be a need for an external help, which I totally agree. But this not giving a damn, and since past 2-3 years now, I understand that you're saying maybe it's more like the adult self is now, like just frustrated or whatever. So
Mhm.
how do I know that it's a negative connotation and not a positive connotation to it? um in a way that it could be a growing up part of it also, no?
Say, if suppose it is a growing part of it, that you will see shifts and changes slowly coming, and you will start enjoying the process. And if suppose it is not happening, it is not reaching anywhere, that is where the word "I don't give a damn" comes. Because you're done with it, you're fed up already with doing certain things. Hmm? So
Hmm.
you need to understand that if you're not able to, welcome certain things with love, with respect, and instead you're feeling frustrated and you're feeling giving up, not to look into it, that means you're still there since long. You're not moving anywhere. Single step will make you feel, wow, it's moving. Then slowly, slowly, you will take certain steps and you will complete the process. But when it is not happening, that is where you just give up. So
Yes.
this is how you need to understand whether you're moving in a positive direction or you're still stuck into that negativity.
This was a little heavy. Can you once again just explain the polarity part of it and the bridging gap part of it? How does one go about it? Like,
Yes. So the polarity here is the part of you is still stuck into the child energy where the child got disintegrated from you. But the reality is that another part of you is growing because you're onto the earth. There is a certain age onto the earth, and you're growing every day. You're growing into your age. So the polarity is there is one inner child here, and there is one adult who has reached here. Okay, so there is a huge polarity of this here. Okay, and for this, what you need to do, you need to understand this part, the inner child part, why it got disintegrated. What is the reason? You have to help this inner child to go through the experience of that and slowly, slowly, slowly come back to here. See, this cannot go here because you cannot come down with the age. This has to go here. Okay, the inner child has to reach to the adult self. But for this inner child to reach to this adult self, inner child has to little bit go down and try to have that communication. Okay, and try to understand, boss, what has happened, what is wrong with you. Hmm? But
hmm,
in a very polite and in a very, respective
loving manner.
manner.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is how the bridging is like trying to understand, helping the this child to overcome what was there, and then bringing this child to this level and completely integrating, becoming one.
Got it. And doctor, in
Hmm?
what cases do our inner child disintegrate? So it can be rejection, and what are the other? So if you can just delve into inner child issues of with your wonderful years of experience, हमको थोड़ा थोड़ा पता है inner child किस किस में आता है, and how does it show up in our life constantly, right? If you can delve a little on that.
Yes. So one thing is like inner child with my 11 years of experience. And I know so many therapists in India, outside India, who is working since long years. And we several times we have discussions on that also, like what is going on actually into the world. So we understood one thing, that disintegrity of the inner child is mandatory in each and every person who is taking birth onto the earth. There is no one onto the earth beside, I could be some supernatural energies. Okay, there is no one into the world who does not have inner child disintegrity. So inner child disintegrity is nothing but the experiences that inner child did not like, and it didn't want it to go with that experiences. So what it will do, it will take a step back, but the part of you has to grow. So this is how it could be anything. It could be as simple as that, you slept, then you woke up and you don't see your mother around. Maybe she's doing something, she was not around you. So the child can feel betrayed. Oh, my mom leaves me when I'm sleeping. So it could be a simple thing, because a child does not know how to analyze the situation. What the child see, it perceives. So whatever the child perceives and is not liking, and it does not want to grow with, that is the inner child disintegrity. It does not has to be strong emotion like rejection. It does not has to be very strong emotion like maybe abandon. or anything that comes into your mind. So strong emotions are not necessary for this. It could be the smallest incident that child can go through and feel the disintegrity with that. So there is no black and white, or there's no rocket emotions here that has to be disintegrity of the inner child. It could be anything depending on one person to another person. That is how it is.
Okay, wow, great. Nice to know that everybody goes through it.
Everyone, like every single person in the, even the newborn child, everyone goes through the disintegrity of the inner child. Lesser or more, but everyone go through it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Saloni has a question.
Yes.
Yeah, hi,
Hi.
good to meet you. So, you just talked about how disintegration happened. I wanted to know how do we and what do we do to integrate it? Like, I didn't get that part. We can talk about.
Okay. See, when there is a disintegrity, then there is a door towards integrity as well. So when there is a disintegrity, suppose a person feels, so I'll give you an example here. Okay. I had a client who, somehow she hates being a woman. Okay. She hates being a feminine energy. Okay? So when we wanted to know, okay, this is what she's going through, the presenting problem was, and when you look at her, she's extreme feminine, very beautiful according to the earth things, like how you judge people that okay, they're beautiful or they're not beautiful. So in that way, and she wanted to be model, and she just want to rebel everything in the house. But instead of her looks, instead of her thought, but still she had, that huge feeling of not being a feminine energy. So when she came to me, she had a problem that every time she thinks about the marriage, she's ready for the marriage, she goes and she meet the child, the guy also, but every time she says no. Whenever she's going, she must have met around 15 20 guys until then, but every time she goes, and she has that very petty reason of saying no, like, for an example, I think uska आधा inch height और होना चाहिए, or I think more expressive, or I think the so and so person would have been more clear in the, the language. So very petty reasons of saying no. Mm. So when she was fed up with all these things, so she came to us for the session. Mm. At that time, what happened was, when she was at the age of 4, her parent has to leave her for 3 months and go abroad for certain work. Hmm? But as a child, what she understood, she felt okay, because I am the second female child, and there is another female child, that is third female child, and then there was a boy after that. So they took the boy because he was newborn, so they took the boy abroad and they left the girls behind, because it was not easy for them to be there. And I'm talking around like 26 years behind now. So she was when 4, she's now 30. So you can understand, 26 years back, it was not easy to do all these things. What was her thought? Being a child, being a feminine child, and all the 3 sisters were abandoned by the parents, and only love was given to the male child, and he was taken to abroad. That was only a matter of 3 months. Hmm. Now, the understanding to that was, the part of her started feeling rejected as a female. Yeah. So before anybody rejects her, what she does, she will reject and come. She will not even give a chance to the guy, whether the guy is saying yes or no. The first thing is, she'll reject and she'll come, because fear of rejection in her. First place. Second thing, okay, because her parents left her here and they took the male child, what she did, she started rebelling. Now I'll make sure that I'm always around my parents, and I will make sure that I will have their attention and appreciation. Yeah. So second thing, she's not allowing the marriage to happen in her life, because she's rebelling her parents here. Third thing, okay, because she want to seek appreciation and approval of the parents, she want her parents to look at her, she's doing everything, she does everything in the house what maybe her mother is supposed to do. She's taking all the responsibilities and all, and she cries for that. So this is how it was, a simple thing, that they explained her why they're going, they went out abroad, They came back within 3 months. She was just at the age of 4, and the entire story of inner child started in her life. And she makes sure that she attracts relationship that is abusive. Why? Because she feels that that is the only thing, when you suffer, that is the only point that you can sustain a relationship. Because she's looking for approval here. She want to overcome her rejection. So when she has to go for the marriage, she will reject the guy before the guy rejects her. And on the other side, what she's doing, she's attracting all the abusive relationship where she has to compromise so much, but she's not happy into the relationship. So this is how the process of inner child happen in each and every one's life. Hmm? You need to only and only understand here that what is actually happening behind the scene, connecting to your own self. Don't look outside. If you feel that someone is not good to you, or maybe you feel that the people are not appreciating you, try to understand what is the part of you is wanting that. Go within you, try to understand your thoughts and your emotions, and once you overcome and master it, you will see it won't be needed from outside. And when it is not needed from outside, you will feel that bliss, peace, happiness, love for your own self. So self love is not being selfish and not understanding what is happening around you. Or self love is not something where you have to sit and do something for your own self. Selfless is within you, where you're not allowing or not giving a place to someone else to master your emotion. So if you get angry because of somebody, what you did, you gave your power to somebody, and that person has misused the power to play with your emotion, and they made you angry. So they have played with your bliss situation here. Getting empowered and getting integrated with your own emotions and working according to, or everything that you do in your life according to that, is the best part of your life. This is what all about inner child is: mastering your own self, getting empowered totally.
So basically, what we have to do is we in order to integrate whatever was taught, we need to work on self love. So all the inner child healing leads to self love.
Yes, any healing, whether it is inner child or a constellation, or any healing that you go through, it only and only works on your inner self. What you have picked up that does not belong to you. So clearing your room and creating your own space, and not allowing anyone else to, you know, play with the emotion and the space that belongs only and only to you.
Also, there's one more question. So, like it's very this is something that I've been struggling with for a while. So I
Mhm.
don't know if it's inner child or some issue with my inner child or not, but I just feel like I haven't been very vocal about what my skill sets are compared to my. I'm a student. I'm learning, studying right now. So
Okay.
I always get stuck with being expressive or communicative about my work, or like Ankuri asked and the questions that were asked before this.
Mhm.
I could totally relate to that. And also the thing is, I have been into healing and therapy for a while now, like since 4 5 years, and I know about the inner child, and I know about these things. But despite of knowing about all these things, I'm still stuck, and that really frustrates me sometimes.
Mhm.
So I don't know how to come out of it, and I don't really know what exactly to do. Like, is affirmation something that I need to do, or meditation? Like, I'm stuck with between, like I'm trying to do everything, but nothing. Like, there are some changes, some improvement has happened, but I'm not really there. Like, I'm still not very expressive. So I just want to know, where am I stuck? I just want
Okay.
to end this pattern. Like, I don't know how, but yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, like, there is a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is that you can gain from anywhere, but wisdom is like, what do you do with that knowledge? Okay. So you know everything, you are into it since long, you know everything, and you are trying to understand everything. You are using this modality for your knowledge sake. But where is the wisdom here? So when you implement what has happened to you or what you're gaining as a knowledge, that is where the true healing starts. So first thing, everything belongs to me and nothing belongs to me. So everything belongs to me. That means that whatever I'm facing from outside, it is actually a mirror of my own self. So everything belongs to me, but nothing belongs to me. That means the person who are behaving, the emotions that I'm going through, it does not belong to me. So it's a process of attached and not being attached. So attached and detached. So here you need to understand that if you have the knowledge of inner child and the different modalities of the healing, but definitely, obviously, it is related to inner child. So when you go through this, one thing that you're not strongly implementing onto that is wisdom. Hmm? So here what you need to do is, if you feel stuck, so first thing is you need to understand which part of you is feeling stuck. Because if you're stuck, the days won't move, your age won't grow, your body won't grow. Right? So there is a reality that your physical body, your mental mind, and your emotions are growing every day. The part of you that is stuck, you need to go and tap into that part of you, and you need to imply your wisdom there. Okay, I was facing certain things, I was not able to overcome because I didn't have enough knowledge, and I don't know what to do at that time. Now, with that enough knowledge and wisdom, you need to reach back to that part of you where you got stuck, and help that part to let go of the ropes, let go of all the chains that is not allowing the part to move. So these ropes and chains, chain and all, it's the emotions and the beliefs that the child has perceived in that time. Bring back that child into you, and when you bring that child into you, it is easy for me to move. So instead of, from next time, instead of saying I'm stuck, just say I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm just moving towards the best of my life. The affirmation is what? It is about positivity that you create. So what you think, that becomes the reality of your life. So if you heard the saying that एक झूठ को, okay, एक सच छुपाने के लिए अगर एक झूठ को 100 बार बोला जाता है तो वो भी सच दिखने लगता है, right? So there is a saying that if you keep on repeating something that is a lie, it starts becoming the truth of the life. Okay, because it is, there is a repetitive thought, so you're creating the energy of that here. In the same way, the affirmation is like you're saying to your mind, boss, it was there, it is over, this is what I'm looking, so I'm moving, I'm growing, I'm allowing myself to move. So instead of saying stuck, say I move, the movements are happening, but here I allow the more deeper things to happen. So go to the part of you that is stuck, see what has happened, release it out, bring back that inner child to you. Meanwhile, keep on saying to yourself, I allow the movements, I am moving, I'm changing, I'm becoming original of my own self. So either you can go through this affirmation way, or you can directly tap the inner child, bring the inner child, and then keep on affirming things. Choice is yours here. Hmm?
It was very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Last question by Ankuri before we go into the meditation.
Okay.
I'll keep it very quick, Doctor. Very well asked by Saloni. And when you were describing her, I could relate to this part of, similarly, I have been in a joint family, right? While
Hmm.
growing up. And then
Hmm.
in that joint family, there were other kids also who were
Hmm.
around my age similarly. Today, the scene is that I despise them a lot. So there was a lot of rejection, which my inner child, I know, right?
Hmm.
There was like a lot of rejection because uh, there was another child who was almost the same age, and we were constantly compared by the elders without understanding that I am, different and she is different.
Hmm.
um, so as I grew up, there is a lot of resentment. Now my scene is that in spite of being such an adult, I am still like, just like you said, that girl rejects the guys already before meeting them. So I have that pattern also with men. I tend to reject them before they reject me. Similarly, and even in life, I think I do that with everybody, not only with one person. So I make sure that people are 20 feet away from me, so that I don't have to face that rejection that my inner child has worked. But I have worked on self love, doctor, realizing this aspect. But that self love worked for some time, और फिर से subconscious conditioning वापस आ गया. So
Yes.
where do you think I'm going wrong in this particular aspect, and how can I work on it? So now today's scene is I hate all my relatives. Yeah, there was another scene because I thought that they treated my parents wrongly and they were bullies. So my child perceived. Now हो रहा था मेरे नजरों के सामने. I know that they used to take my parents' case constantly, right? And as a child, doctor, more than when you said that word, what you see is what you perceive. But my inner child and that soul in me also knew कि यहाँ बहुत कुछ गलत हो रहा है. एक जो नहीं बोल रहे हैं उनको बुली किया जा रहा है. I knew that as a child also, doctor. Unfortunately, that child just picked it on, didn't know, poor thing, how to process it. And only when I grew up and when I started as I'm talking to you, I'm getting goosebumps. Only when I grew up. So I remember, this is nothing to do with, I remember I was putting on a lot of weight, okay, after a particular age. And when I started working on this, like overnight, I'm not kidding you, just like pin marte hai na balloon mein, mera jo body ka bloating tha nikal gaya, right? And it was the energy that I was holding. It was a lot of resentment in my tummy area and all of that, which I let out consciously. But jab when you are saying that, right, and when I'm understanding, the child knows, doctor, the inner child has a soul who is a matured soul, and that soul knows कि बस दुनिया में ये गलत हो रहा है, ये सही हो रहा है, वो भी जज कर रहा है in some multi-dimensional is my 2 cents. And so doctor, what I feel with my cases, I knew कि यहाँ गलत हो रहा है, and that is the anger that I picked, that these guys are evil, these are like, this is wrong, they're doing something wrong with my parents. Now as I grow up, I'm more like, I tell my parents, keep your relatives away. They are your relatives. I have nothing to do with them. Keep them away from me because they are toxic. I'm very clear about these. Okay. So I have like totally cut off from both sides relatives for past 5 years or something. हाँ, शादी में खाना खाने जाती हूँ, मजे करके आती हूँ, खाना free खाना खा के, but that's about it. There was an emotional attachment that is cut.
Ankuri, sorry, what's your question? Because we're running out of time.
Yes,
Yeah,
so
I understood your question, Ankuri.
yeah,
Is like
yeah.
the thing is like basically, see, there are 2-3 emotions that you have gone through in your this thing childhood process. That was, that it was not about self-love. It was about unsafe feeling, humiliation, and betrayals. So you need to work on the core emotion of unsafe, humiliation, and betrayals. And as a child, when you see that your parents are not taking responsibility of what the humiliations they are going through and the situations they are going through. So as a child, you feel betrayed, not only by the relatives, but also by your parents, thinking that, okay, they only can't do what they are going to take care of me. So they are not powerful enough to give me the power. So that is why there will be, first will be the anger towards yourself for getting born to such parents. Second, anger will be towards your parents for not taking a stand for their own self when it was happening. And third, anger will be towards them, that why they have created such situations in the surrounding. And beside that, you also need to work on your unsafe feeling, because when you feel that they are doing all these things, there will be a huge emotion of unsafe. Okay, so you need to work on anger,
Can you
unsafe,
repeat
and humiliation.
point number one? Uh, sorry, the point number one where you said parents not taking action,
Yes.
anger towards parents, and the point number one was?
The point number one was, you need to first you will be angry to for getting birth, for getting born to such parents who does not know how to take stand towards wrong.
Very
Okay?
true.
So there will be self anger, there will be anger towards the parents for not taking the stand, and suffering For according to it was suffering. And then the third will be the relative. So there are three different rings, 1, 2, 3 rings, and you don't allow people to come in because you feel unsafe and you have a fear of humiliation and betrayals here. Work on that. You'll be fine.
Super. Thank you so much, Doctor.
You're welcome. Okay.
Okay. Uh, so I'm sure that was helpful to everybody who asked questions and to people who didn't ask, because that was a lot of information which Dr. Kirti gave us today. So if everybody is ready, we'll start with the meditation.
Yes, please.
So today everyone had this issue of, basically largely into the group, it's about, I'm not being heard, I'm not being seen. So we'll work on that today. So today we are going to connect with the parents and we'll receive lot of love, compassion and importance through them. And moreover, feeling safe through them. Okay. So all are ready for this? Sure.
Yes.
All of you take, so all of you take a comfortable position. Just close your eyes. You can sit, you can lie down, you can drink water before we start. We have 2 minutes yet. Just relax. Let go of everything that is there in your surrounding. Drop everything. You're an individual. So just relax and concentrate on your breaths. The reason why you need to concentrate on your breaths, because that is the sign that you're alive. Keep on feeling your breaths. And this relaxed and comfortable position, go to the part of you, the first number that comes first in your mind, the part of you, the inner child. So whichever number comes first in your mind, that is the age that you're holding on to. Go to that part of you, the age that has come up in your mind. Go into that inner child and just relax. In this relaxed and comfortable position, when you're with your inner child here, call your parents, both the parents here. So at the count of 3, your both parents will come and stand in front of you. 3, 2, 1, now. Just allow your parents. And in this subconscious mind, you're the only one who has the power over the situation. So this is the time where they are going to see and hear you totally, completely. There is no undivided attention here. What matters to them is you and only you. So look at your parents. Look at your dad. Look into his eyes and express what you always wanted to say to him. He sees you. He hears you. You are the most important. Feel that importance. Look into his eyes. Hold his hands and express yourself totally and completely. Just express whatever you wanted to say him, whatever you wanted to express him. This is the time. Express. And he's going to just listen to you with lot of love, lot of compassion. He's very happy that you're expressing yourself to him. Take a breath. Express. While you're expressing, feel the importance. You're so important. He's here only and only for you. He's hearing you. He's understanding. He's looking at you. You don't have to judge yourself before you express. Feel free. He's your father. He has given life to you. And it is your right to express. Just talk without analyzing what you're talking about. Let your inner child express. This will help your inner child to free itself from the emotions that got suppressed. And now you know that he is there to listen. He is there to understand what is happening with you. Feel the importance. Feel your existence. Feel your belonging. You belong to him. He has given you life. So look into his eyes and hear what he's saying. He's saying, I hear you. I see you. And I'm proud of you. He wanted to say this since long years. But this is the time he's expressing himself to you that he's so proud of you. He appreciates how you have handled your life all these years. And he totally and completely supports you. Feel the love, support, and importance from him. Receive that safe feeling and security through him. Allow yourself, open your heart and receive his love. Feel the belonging, feel the importance of your being here. See the proud in his eyes towards you. And take the surety that you exist in his life, and that is the reality and the truth. You are important. You have been appreciated. Now, receive it as much as you can. And allow your child, your inner child, to let go of the feeling of not being appreciated or anything that is popping up in your mind towards your father. Let go of anger, resentment. It's over. Feel the love, feel the belonging, feel the existence into your body totally and completely. It is your right to receive. Take a deep breath. Allow these feelings to completely go into your body, into your memories. And now, slowly go to your mother. Look into the eyes of your mother and express what would you like to express. Whatever you felt, just express. Take your time, look into your eyes, and express what you always wanted to express. Without any analyzing, without any thoughts, just go with the flow. Allow the inner child to talk, whether it makes sense, whether it doesn't make sense. Allow the inner child to express. Keep on expressing yourself as much as you can. Just express. You have been into your mom's womb for 9 months. You must have taken so many things that belongs to her. Just let it go. And in return, just receive love, nourishment, and importance. You are important to her totally and completely. You belong to her, and she's proud to have a child like you. Receive love, care, nourishment. She's looking at you, she's seeing you. The entire time of hers and whole of her is only and only for you. Receive it. And now, when you're ready to receive, and now you know that how important you are, you belong to these parents, feel the safety, feel the nourishment, feel the love. Open yourself, your heart to receive this love and nourishment of your mother. Let go. Let go of the emotion of anger or unsafe feeling Or if you feel that you have not been hurt, not be seen, let go. This is the time. Allow yourself to feel. You're seen, you're hurt, you're there, and you're so important to them. Receive and feel good about it. Meanwhile, feel your existence onto the earth. You're an individual. So, look at both the parents and say thank you for coming here and making you understand how important you are in their life. Allow this inner child to grow into you through your heart chakra, through your heart. This inner child is getting merged into you. Allow your parents to go where they belong to, and you can call whenever you want to talk to them. And now, allow this inner child to grow until current age of yours. Grow it. And bring back this energy back into your physical body. Breathe. Allow this to get completely merged into you, and allow this inner child to completely and totally grow to the current age. Breathe. Feel the love, importance, existence. You're safe. And you have the choices to lead your life you wish to. So breathe. Breathe into your physical body. Feel your feet, feel your back, feel your shoulder and the top of your head. And bring back your awareness into the room where you are. Integrate, 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 and open your eyes. If you wish, you can drink water. Take your time. Be with it. So open your eyes and bring back your awareness totally and completely into the room, into the physical body you are right now. Integrate, integrate, integrate.
Oh, that was intense.
You're on mute, I guess.
Yeah, I said that was intense, at least for me. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I said for me it was very intense. So thank you
Yeah.
for this.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Shraddha says incredible.
Yes.
People just want to be in this state, or anybody wants to share? Or you can just be with this in this state, and later on if something comes up, if you have a doubt or you want to share your experience, you can put it up in the group and we'll try and answer if there's a question, or if you can just share so that even others realize the benefit of these kind of meditations. And we'll be putting up this video on a YouTube channel by Monday, so in case you want to repeat this meditation, you can do it. Or if you think that there's somebody else you know around you who would benefit by this, you could share it with them. So thank you so much. And if you all are free, Monday 9 p.m. We would be doing another session, a similar session, but with a different topic, again, depending on group energy. So thank you to Dr.
So
Kirti.
I have something to share.
Yes, Nikita.
Yeah, hi. So all this while I was of course listening to everybody's questions, and there was a lot of great learnings from Dr. Kirti. Uh, After going through this meditation, I kind of went through two different relationships completely here. So while with my dad, I have a very cordial relationship, and something that I always look forward and connect well with. But at the same time, with my mom, I don't know. Uh, there's always this friction which keeps happening, and there's questioning, there's doubts, there's friction, there's resentment, there's not much of sharing, there's less of connectivity, and I still hold those patterns even after so many years. So, but I don't understand why. I really don't understand why. So
Okay.
how do I address this? Like nothing happens smoothly, no conversation happens smoothly with my mom, whereas with my dad everything is like we are always in sync.
So you have good relationship with your dad, but not with your mother, right?
Yes.
Okay. So are you the firstborn child, or what is your place in the
Yes.
sibling?
Yes.
Firstborn.
Yes.
So usually what happens with the first, why I asked this question, whether you're firstborn, the thing is what will happen when you're firstborn, okay? You start imitating your mother. And when you start imitating your mother, you will only and only imitate your mother because you want to receive the love of the father. So this is also a topic in itself, where person, you the child, the girl child, seek lot of attention and love of the father, and she will receive also. Either she'll receive or she will not receive. If she receives, okay, and if she's receiving or she's not receiving, that is a different story. So what will happen? She'll develop a jealousy or an irritation towards mother that is very unknown to the child. It is completely into the subconscious mind, where she feels that why this lady is getting closer to this man whom I love so much. Because child does not know what relationship is. Child does not know the bond between parents, and child does not know what actually the place of herself as a daughter. Okay? But what directly or indirectly, knowingly, unknowingly, she replaces herself with mother, and she starts looking mother as an person who is trying to come in between the daughter and the father. Hmm? This also happens when there is a little difference between the parents. Okay, so when the parent, when the one of the parent is not completely present into the relationship of them, the child tries to replace. So this, with the male child, it happens that they replace father. Female, they will replace the mother. So for being into the bond with your father, you have developed this emotion of, not trusting your mother for the bond between you and your dad. So the underlying emotion, that the bond that you're not able to create with the mother, is coming from this part of you. So you need to go to the inner child of you. And for this more than inner child, you need to go for constellation, where you need to take back your place into the matrix as a daughter, not as a person or the missing place of the mother into your father's life. So when you replace yourself and understand completely that you are the daughter, so the bond between you and your mother will start shifting towards a bond of mother and daughter, more than the person of, who is trying to come between you and your father. So this is definitely is going to help you to overcome what you're going through with your mother, and also this is going to develop more of love and connect with your father as well. And this can also again be good for your relationships in future.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes, Ankurishi said same for male child, but the male child looks at replacing the father figure, whereas a female child looks at replacing the mother figure.
Doctor, when you asked, just a very quick question, when you are saying that the female child replicates, the firstborn basically starts replicating the mother, right? So I have a elder brother. now he is exactly my mother's favorite, and he is exactly a bully like her. So is that the case? Does it work there also? Because when you said, it just struck a chord with me, because he's exactly like my mother, and my mother supports him in everything, all the wrongdoings, and he's exactly a bully like her also.
Yeah, so in that case, he's not replacing your mother, he has replaced the place of your father. And what he's doing, he's supporting her by behaving in the similar manner towards whatever she does to others. So he's imitating her to keep her happy. So it is
Got it.
more of imitation.
Okay, so even in his inner child, he would have seen a unsupportive husband, and that's where he's taken that place.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Got it. Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you to everybody. Hopefully, we'll see you on Monday at 9 p.m. And yeah, so I'll keep you all updated on the group, WhatsApp group, in terms of I think I've already put up the link for Monday. I'll put it again on Monday. And once I put up the video, I'll put up the link for that also. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here.
And all of you have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You
have a
too.
great weekend.
All of y'all, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.